More than 735,000 New Yorkers cast early ballots ahead of today's mayoral election, marking the highest early in-person turnout ever for a non-presidential election in the city. Sunday, the final day of early voting, drew roughly 151,000 voters, the largest single-day early turnout since polls opened, with more than 45,000 voters under 35. Bring the median age of early voters down to 50. Early participation among younger voters surged in the final days after lagging earlier in the week. Overall, more than 100,000 voters under 35 cast ballots from Friday through Sunday. Democratic nominee Zohran Mamdani leads his rivals Andrew Cuomo and Curtis Sliwa in his closely watched race, which has attracted heightened voter engagement. New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani has urged residents to resist bullying, responding to Republican U.S. President Donald Trump's warning that federal funds could be limited if Mamdani wins today's election. Mamdani criticized Trump's endorsement of Andrew Cuomo, saying the former governor shares Trump's same donors, same small vision, and same sense of impunity. He argued the president's support reflects an interest in having a mayor who serves Trump's agenda rather than New York City's. The candidate said he would not be intimidated, stressing it is time to stand up to the bullies that make these threats, not to become the bullies ourselves. Mamdani highlighted his focus on all New Yorkers, including those who voted for Trump, seeking relief from high living costs, contrasting himself with Cuomo, who he said seeks to appeal to Trump's donors.
I will address that threat for what it is. It is a threat. It is not the law. And too often we treat everything that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth as if it is already legal just by virtue of who is saying it. And it is time.
The U.S. federal government shutdown reached 35 days, tying the record set in 2018-2019. The closure, triggered by a funding deadlock, has left thousands of federal workers unpaid and disrupted key services. Partial funding for SNAP was announced Monday, covering about half of November benefits for nearly 42 million recipients. Healthcare is also affected, with Affordable Care Act premiums set to rise sharply if subsidies remain unresolved. The Congressional Budget Office warns the shutdown could cut 1 to 2 percentage points from fourth quarter GDP growth and cost $7 to $14 billion, underlining the wide economic and social impact of the impasse. Voters in Virginia and New Jersey cast their ballots to choose their next governors in races seen as an early test of public sentiment following President Donald Trump's first 9 months in office. In Virginia, polls show former Democratic U.S. Representative Abigail Spanberger holding a comfortable lead over Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Ulcers. The outcomes in both states could signal how the electorate is reacting to Trump's presidency and may influence strategies ahead of the 2026 midterm elections.